They said, CJ took your bitches. They're his bitches now. Well, I don't actually see kids that way. First off, these are kids that are 13 to 15 years old, being snatched up by influence that should not be influence at all. But they don't want me to have influence. They don't want me to have Asian influence, especially. I'm going to get to that in a second. Right now, we're talking about the military of Westminster. What's Westminster? Westminster is a city in Orange County that is primarily Asian, right? Back to the Vietnam War, about 40 years ago, they brought people over here after the war. And they got some people to come over here because they were scared of the activities they had going on over there. We're going to get into that a little bit more, but for right now, we're going to focus on military Westminster, right? I had this thing, a psychic hunt done to me, right? Well, they found me. They didn't like the fact that I had this knowledge. They didn't like the fact that I could pass knowledge out to other people. So what they do in this situation, if you have too much knowledge or you have too much intelligence, they don't want it out. So COINTELPRO, they say FBI, but it's FBI and CIA, right? CIA also includes other people. It includes the military. It includes Secret Service. It's a federal thing, right? They cover up for the feds if there's any corruption or they use people from other from federal agencies. If we end up in that situation, in this situation, we did. They call it Project Mohawk for a while. I'm the monkey with the mohawk. Elon Musk wrote an article, or he write an article. There's an article written in a quote where he called me a monkey with a slight dark mohawk. You read it and you say, oh shit, he has a monkey. If you look at the pictures of the monkey, because I said that monkey didn't have a mohawk, so I got another monkey with a mohawk. So if you look at both pictures, you'll see they're two completely different monkeys, but it is what it is. Right now, okay, military Westminster, CJ Hollingsworth, Westminster basketball coach, Ty Doe, city councilman, Westminster, military recruiters of Westminster. There's also some Westminster high school coach or trainers that were brought in to kind of help derail influence that I had already. They targeted people in my social following. They targeted people in the area for reasoning we'll get to in a second. The military of Westminster kind of expands a little bit more. So they have what you would call Westminster PD officers of Garden Grove. They have Westminster basketball players of Fountain Valley. These are basically people who've gotten into what Westminster's doing with the whole helping destroy me, the monkey with the mohawk, or the chosen one, or Darion, or whatever you want to call it. The chosen one itself is somebody who breaks free from the people to free everybody from slavery. We'll get into that in another video. I'm not doing that in this video. I got a lot of content. But back to your bitches or CJ's bitches now, which are little boys, by the way. They told me in the beginning of this that I had to be a pedophile or I would die. My phone was hacked. Military was in it. Or military representatives, because nobody's going to want to say the military did that. The military also told me, by the way, to see how barbaric some of them are, we made a mistake. We didn't want to correct it. Now we're in this situation. But we'll get back to that in a second. CJ has the club. If you want to know more about the club with a C, right? Most Evil Story Ever Part 3 on DarionGibson.com. The club is a group of kids that were, some of them were pulled from my program when they infiltrated it. Some were recruited. These are kids that are, and again, watch the video, Mind-Controlled Sex Slaves. These are ones that are used for influence over me. People that know me, people that were on my Instagram photos, so they could say, he did this, and people will believe them a little bit more than somebody who's not on my Instagram following, because nobody's gonna believe that everybody just turned on me, right? And it wasn't all turning. Some were forced. Some were manipulated. There were fights. It was a bunch of stuff that happened. So this club is a club of kids who I don't want to go into too much detail. It might be kind of embarrassing for them, but at the same time, I'm trying to save their lives because all this leads to being trafficked, used up, trafficked, and then killed. CJ was being put on a pedestal over me because they wanted people to look at CJ and say, well, he did all this. He destroyed Darion. He didn't do that much. He was recipient of some of the boys that were sent to him. And once Neuralink technology was used to put out the agenda, put out how they wanted to handle things, he said some things every once in a while to make it look like he was in charge. But I mean, there's other people, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Know that that was their plan. He had the FBI's help when they were building these clubs, or we're building the group chats. He had the FBI's help with Neuralink. They were controlling Neuralink. FBI Westminster PD, convincing kids to join him or to take the oath, the initial blowjob. Um, Reason for that is, hey, I'll get that in a second. Uh, well, no, one of the reasons for that, there's a prostitution ring as well. They had people off duty and other people throughout the community. They targeted my following. So they said they're rubbing a lot of it in my face. The thing is, people go through this all the time. It's just nobody can articulate it in a way where people actually believe it. Well, this is COINTELPRO. This is MK Ultra. This is a CIA project. I have exclusive knowledge of everything. So this is something that people are gonna want to know about. And they're going to want to know about the fact that we do this all over the place. We even did it in Germany at one point. We're going to get to that in another video. Let's see. Army Trainers of Garden Grove. I wrote some of this stuff down. I got a lot to talk about, and I don't want to put everything in one video. It's a lot. The Army Trainers of Garden Grove, Take Dick, and Alternate Universe Military. TAYKDIK. Alternate Universe Military. This was a character used on the Neuralink phone. The Neuralink, Starlink, they have a phone system where it's inside of you. You can communicate. It's like an underground criminal communication system that's used by people in government, people of authority, to cover up the fact that it's criminal. So Neuralink's using this to influence people. They're using it to manipulate, brainwash people into doing their bidding. When this first started, they tried to brainwash me. They wanted me to hate everybody. I didn't want to do that. That's MK Ultra. We'll get into that another video. Or they actually already have a video up where you can get a little bit of information on MK Ultra, Mortal Kombat Ultra. You didn't know that, did you? All right, what's going on in the military? A good way to get an understanding of where their mindset is. That's another blog written on DarianGibson.com. It's not up right now, and Westminster PD stole my laptop and phone, so I can't update it. It's crazy, right? I should not be arrested by somebody who's been helping hold me hostage for 3 years, but we'll get into that. They use the character where you call him Take Dick or you call him Alternate Universe Military to get the kids to do what they want, to sexualize the kids, basically. And some of them have the technology. They called it the radio over Westminster. So they wouldn't know that it was technology, or inside of them, they would think it's like just in the air, just hovering. You can hear it like it bounces off of things, bounces off of electricity. I actually talked to somebody who was considered a schizophrenic, and he was describing it to me before I said anything. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I got the same thing going on. But they're helping sexualize the kids, getting them into clubs, which are cults. Clubs on one end, cults on the other. Everybody has this backdoor role in society. But CA Mind Control Sex Slaves is a video that I've done. You can look it up. There's an Amazon book. You can at least read the description, and it tells you a lot. It gives you a lot of information that happens to be the same stuff that's going on right now in the city of Westminster. And they've used it as a cover-up society. They cover up incidents, they cover up influence. So if somebody dies, right, you're looking for him, you try to get some help, you go to one of his friends, you go to one of your friends, they're initially going to tell you if somebody's missing, they're at home, right? And it might be something to where they're covering it up, or it might be something to where they've been told by somebody else, right? So there's layers of people lying to each other to keep secrets. And they also cover up my influence. So if I think of something with Neuralink, they're passing my thoughts around. So something simple. I want to get something. This is not something I created, right? But this is something that's a rule. So let's say NBA, right? There's a rule where if you shoot the ball and it's an air ball, if it's a shot, you can catch it. If it's not a shot, you can't catch it. In NBA, you can't catch it. In high school, you can. So when you're playing pickup ball and somebody shoots an air ball and catches it, nobody knows what it is, right? Nobody knows which one do we do. So I'm playing, and I hear people start saying, "This is how this works." That's something that I've said before, but it's something small that most people wouldn't know, right? So they say, okay, if Darian says stuff like this, it makes him stand out. It gives him influence. People are gonna say, okay, you understand this, and this is all stuff they got from me, by the way. You understand this, so we're gonna look up to you, sort of. We want to take that from Darian at every cost, every chance we get. So whether it's that, whether it's something somebody else came up with that I'm just knowledgeable about, something I researched, or whether it's something that I just know or something I figure out. I figure out a lot of things. Why I'm the monkey with the mohawk in the first place. The reason why they're holding me hostage, streaming my thoughts. I come up with a lot of business ideas. I psychologically profile a lot. I read a lot of books. Went through something. I went through something traumatic, PTSD. Made it through it myself. Monitored my emotional awareness, psychological awareness, and situational awareness, and they were enhanced big time. So they want all of my thoughts, but they don't want me to be the one to have my thoughts and put them out there. So all the people there, CJ, Tydo, they're given some of the stuff that I come up with, whether it's a joke, right? Because they were going after my kids, my players, kids that I've influenced before. So if I come up with a joke, they tell them the joke. They'll say, you can't have credit for that. We don't want you to have that. We want that for CJ and Tydo. This has been going on for 3 years. They're not the only ones. There's other people. There's other coaches. There's other trainers. As this has become basketball gate, not pizza gate. Very, very similar. I'm going to make a video on that. But drive somebody crazy behind the scenes, get them to do something to get them arrested, get them out of the way, while you are trafficking their kids. Sex club culture change. Okay, so the culture change, or sex club, you've probably heard of this. CIA does culture changes from time to time. I should put this in another video. I've already put a lot in here. 12 minutes is a lot. I don't know if you can watch a video for 12 minutes. It might be too long. A lot. That's pretty much it. Military Westminster, sex club culture change. I'm not gonna start it and then not do it. All right, sex club culture change. They're using the sex clubs trying to get kids to give blowjobs. They want to create a blowjob economy for, I'm sorry to say this, Asians and authority figures. This is racist. This is very racist. This is racist. This is racist as fuck. I'm sorry to be the one to deliver this message. I'm sorry to have to say this, but this is what's going on in America right now. This is something that they do overseas when they go to the countries themselves. Um, and yeah, they're doing it here. They started attacking people who knew me, so they were trying to kill my influence, so people know that they were lying. That's where they started, and they said, you know what? We were able to take advantage of this many people. Let's just keep going. So child sex trafficking in Asian child sex trafficking in Westminster, Garden Grove, Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley, surrounding cities, Orange County. Um, that's pretty much it. I hope this was informal. Check out the other videos that I've done. I'm going to do more, but that's the military of Westminster, spreading out so they can gain influence in the area. They're trying to put CJ at the top, CJ and Tydo. They want to do like the mob thing. They control a lot of that stuff. They build it up and they take it down. Thanks. COINTELPRO. Illegal. It's all illegal.